So, hello everyone and welcome back to another Tutorial Tuesday. And in this episode, we're Logan and I, a real-life Cirrus pilot, and me, a not-so-real-life Cirrus pilot, will be reviewing the Hold My Beer Studios SR22, which will be linked in the description if you want to pick it up. So, here we are in Boundary Bay, and not international, but local airport in Vancouver. And we'll go over some of the systems and flight controls and stuff like that in this plane. We have a custom livery here, the carbon livery, which looks pretty cool. We'll probably also link that down below in the description. Okay, I'll pass it on to Logan here, and he'll review some of the systems in this aircraft.
So this, as Bryce said, the Hold My Beer SR22 Turbo. Now, this is a pretty awesome plane. One thing to note, this costs a whopping $0.
Yep.
Freeware. So, when you look at this plane, let's hop inside here. That's pretty incredible. I mean, look at that. Just first impressions. It's got a tablet, a full tablet. Amazing functionality. You can even play Pong on it if you want.
Avitab too.
Avitab, it's got Avitab, it'll link to their Discord. It's got a full banking system, a maintenance system, bird watch, weather, full customizable settings, a GPU. The headset actually muffles the sound, but only if you have the Avionics master switch turned on, like in real life. It's got a full cap system. It's got, it's just incredible. For $0, it's pretty awesome. So
I'd start by the outside.
Let's go from the outside in. Outside, the texturing, I would give it a good 8 out of 10. It looks kind of matte. The real thing
That's true, yeah.
is a gloss finish. The carbon livery is gloss. A good 8 out of 10. But, I mean, the PBR is really well modeled. It's not exaggerated, but it's not underapplied. It's really good. Sorry? And the modeling from about here backwards, incredible. Perfect. The nose and front windshield, I would also give it a good 7 out of 10 for the modeling. Again, freeware plane, pretty amazing. Just some small things. Nothing major, but just as a Cirrus pilot, just some small things I noticed. It's just a little flatter in some places, but yeah, pretty perfect.
But stop moving around like so quickly.
Okay. The landing gear, it's pretty good. A little sharp, should be a little more rounded, but I mean, solid 8 out of 10. I mean, it's got individual rivets. It's, really, really good. So,
just another thing to point out, this plane right now, in its current development stage, is very FPS heavy, so make sure to turn down your settings before using this, but hopefully they'll fix it soon by taking rid of their bug detection system.
Yeah, debug system.
Their debug system.
Yeah.
So keep in mind that.
Okay, so hopping inside the cockpit, the modeling is, I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. I mean, everything works. The circuit breakers work. That is, for a freeware plane, and even some payware planes, like the Zebo doesn't even simulate that, right? That's incredible. The fire extinguisher, there's a click spot there, but you can't actually do anything with it. But again, just the level of detail. One thing to note out, it looks like you can see the ground here. However, that's just metal, and it's a little shinier. So that's just, a lot more prominent there. It looks like you can see outside, but that's actually supposed to be there. So, but textures of the carpet.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's crazy. The modeling there, not incredible. There's supposed to be writing there. That's the alternate air pull handle and the ELT switch. And, that's what it does. But, I mean, again, freeware plane, pretty amazing. So I would give the modeling inside a solid 9 out of 10. Yeah. The texturing, there's not a lot of reflectiveness. The PBR, it almost in places looks like it hasn't even been placed.
That's almost just the same texture, like this.
Yeah,
gray.
it's like the lighting. The textures, I would give a 6 or 7 out of 10. I mean, it's we're also using, keep in mind, the light gray cockpit mod, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I mean, that's default right there, right? And it's just not, there's no reflectiveness, and we're at sunset, so it's
And if you
good.
really zoom in, it looks a little blurry to the
Yeah.
eye, like the letters,
it's just
just
not.
little jagged.
And let's just take a look at our settings here. Pretty high.
We had to turn our settings down to
Yeah.
actually run this plane, so that's of course something to keep in mind.
It also Windows only. That's also
Yeah.
a thing to note. But yeah, I mean, pretty good. The reflectiveness, yeah, I mean the mixture handle, for example, and the throttle, no PBR whatsoever. I mean, we'll just it's just not great. Again, when you're flying IFR and trying not to die, when trying to not fly into a mountain, pretty good. But just the small things. So yeah, solid 6 out of 7 out of 10. Systems.
Yep.
Pretty good. Battery 1 only turns the PFD, not the MFD on. That's good. The Garmin splash screen. So one thing is it doesn't do the AHRS align, where usually it would take about 30-ish or 45 seconds to actually align it. It'll say AHRS align or something. It'll be all black. It kind of simulates that when you have battery 2 off, or sorry, battery 1 off, but not 100%. Then when you turn that on, that's all realistic. Avionics will turn the MFD on, and should be some splash screens here with different Garmin stuff, but pretty good. This was from our last flight. Turn our terrain radar off. Pretty good. It's got a EVS system, which is really cool. Haven't seen that before.
Explain what that is.
Yeah, and EVS is pretty much your infrared camera. So if you're doing ILS approaches, it does have synthetic vision in real life, but I would never expect that from a freeware plane. That's super advanced. We're talking like hot start TBM and pocket rockets, crazy advanced stuff like that. So yeah, EVS. That's kind of your makeshift synthetic vision. You see, it just went green there because of night. So pretty good. Systems, default G1000 modified, expected. A lot of planes are like that, even the TBM Hot Start, which is pretty much the same avionics suite. This is the Perspective Plus, as it's the G6. Little different, but yeah, still pretty good.
The map doesn't show the taxi diagrams.
That's a good point, yep.
I don't know if you could hear me, but the map doesn't show the taxi diagrams when you zoom in.
this close in real life, it'll show like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. I don't know what the taxiways are, but then it'll say 0725. So that's, again, small things. It's the default G1000. It's got a vertical situation display, which is very, very cool with the plane there. So when you have a VNAV profile, that'll show. That's really, really cool. Full checklist. You can go through everything. Emergency checklist. No, I take that back. Emergency checklists do not work. But a full engine page. That's unique to the Cirrus, so really well modeled there. We can go fuel totalizer. Same as real life. You can fill it up. Tabs. Tabs do not work. But yeah, again, just really, really good systems. There's going to be some bugs. We just did a full flight on, when was the full flight to Kelowna?
Do you mean the date?
Yeah, the day.
Tuesday.
Oh yeah, Tuesday. So, yeah, today. And we found some bugs in the flight management system. Go ahead and give that video a watch. Minor things, just the way that the FMS interacts. It's also just kind of it's kind of weird, the mouse system with these knobs, because if you look closely, it's actually 2 knobs on top of each other, so it does get a little confusing at times doing that. Another thing is, let's go here, flight plan. You're at this menu. The home button is meant so you can press it and you can go always to the default map menu. It does that sometimes, not always. So, not exactly 100% realistic. There's the lean assist function. Really, really good. That's super advanced, so really impressed with that. Let's get back here. Again, yeah, really, really, really good plane. All of these menus work. You can go... Love its default G1000, but... Then there would be a little synthetic vision thing there, but...
Now, how does the G1000 compare to the synthetic plus or whatever it's called?
Perspective
plus, exactly.
So the G1000 is the default. Say you bought a Cessna 172 and you want to retrofit it with a G1000, or you bought it with a G1000. It would come with a Garmin standard G1000 suite. And it would be the 2 screens, no keyboard, and it would have some additional buttons on the side here. The Perspective Plus is a modified G1000. It's got this additional engine page, which it doesn't have. It's got a slightly different flight management system. It's got the runway, sorry, not runway, but taxiway signs there. It's got, I don't know if the G1000 have charts, but it's got a full chart system, not simulated on here. But yeah, it also includes the keyboard, a auxiliary autopilot panel, and yeah, those are the main differences. It's also, I believe, Cirrus claims it's 10 times faster than the older version or something. But yeah, it's just a more upgraded version.
So now, how does this system lean? Does this lean towards more of the G1000 or more of the Perspective Plus, like in terms of looks and all of that?
Well, that's a hard question because, I mean, the Perspective Plus is just a modified G1000. So it's... I would say it leans a lot more towards Perspective Plus. Of course, it's got its little bugs, but again, we're talking about a freeware plane. This is pretty incredible. So I would say Perspective Plus. It's modeled pretty well. So I would give the systems a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, again, you just saw the essential bus drain down as we had the batteries on without any external power source. That's pretty good right there. Perfect example of these incredible systems. We go to energy. You can see our voltage dropping as these screens are on. We can add a GPU, and GPU is down there, and now it'll start charging. I mean, all those electrical warnings go away. So really, really in-depth systems. So keep in mind, I'm an SR20 pilot. This is the SR22 Turbo. Avionics are identical. The engine is a little different. I'm just going to go over the engine. So, this plane is kind of known to be hard to start. Also, keep in mind there's some Easter eggs. There usually is Coca-Cola in here, and then you have to get the key here. Yep, right there, and then you bring it and put it in the key slot. There should also be writing of off, left, right, and then both, and then start, but not a big deal. Yeah, that's really good. I think, yeah, I already mentioned the headset. So we'll start the engine quick. It's a little weird. So we'll turn the avionics off. Nav, strobe, sounds. The interior clicking sounds are really good. The engine sounds are 7 out of 10. There's no exterior sounds. Keep that in mind. It's the same as the interior sounds.
Now, is there an F-mod addition to this plane?
It is F-mod, but it's not. There's no sound pack available. Okay. It's still. It's an in development aircraft. So. Yeah, really, really good for freeware in development. So the SR22 turbo procedure is a little different than the SR20. It's a different engine, so we're gonna go like this. Gonna go like this. We'll do a full tutorial later. Wait for that to stabilize. Go like that. We'll show you what I'm doing with the tutorial. Then we'll start this thing.
Yeah, the tutorial will go way more into depth on the starting procedure and all of that stuff, so stay tuned for that video.
I mean, that was a good start right there. Sometimes it's fussy, but again, that's like it is in real life. So, I mean, pretty good engine model. It has its quirks. Then again, SR20 pilot, not SR22. So that could very well just be the difference of engines, but some things just don't feel right. But yeah, So, I mean, that's really all I gotta say. You would turn these guys on. Let's check if the landing lights work. Yep, landing lights work fine. That's really good. And yeah, so listen to the interior sounds. Now, let's go to the exterior sounds. Exactly the same, almost. So, not great, but it's fine.
Good enough.
Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Oil temp low, that's all simulated. It'll get to, when it gets to 100, it'll disappear. Let's just wait for that just to show you. I mean, and then when we go, we can go. Alright, we need to be in the air for that, but I'll just throw this thing in the air and I'll show you the fuel flow, because that's really cool.
And let's talk about flight controls and flight model.
Yes.
Well.
I'll do that in the air while I'm flying along. And then oil temp, it's going to be 100 and 101. It'll disappear like that. Same as real life. So pretty cool.
Okay, so we'll get into the air and we'll catch back with you later.
And we're back in the air. And so about the flight modeling. Here, as I was talking, this is the Cayenne fuel flow marker. You can lean it to there and it'll get your best performance, so that's pretty cool. Flight model. It's pretty good. Solid 7 out of 10. Some people are complaining about the roll, how sensitive the roll is, and that's too sensitive. I personally think it's not sensitive enough. Pitch, I would say it's pretty good. Pitch, yeah, I mean, rudder, yeah, giant rudder at the back of the plane, so that's pretty realistic. Lots of authority there, just thrashing it around in the air, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's got ESP, so I was full down and full right aileron, and it's actually, as in real life, throwing me back up. It won't let me roll over the plane, which is really cool. So
let's test out the cap system.
Yes,
let's
the
see
cap
that.
system I actually tried. It's not great. I'll also show you, see if this does the overspeed.
Of course, you haven't done the cap system in real life, so.
Well, yeah, so I can't exactly, but even for a non-Cirrus pilot, you're going to see what's wrong with the caps. We'll just gain some airspeed. What is happening to your water?
Yeah.
And then it does have the default 500 call out. In real life, it's like a female 500. Yeah, you just heard it there. It's pretty quiet, but not great. Anyways. And we'll just stall this, see what it does for stall characteristics. That's a very rapid decrease in airspeed. Although, yeah, I take that back. I'm not. Oh, okay. Yeah, wing drop. Wing drop. Okay, that's actually really good. Stall characteristics are very realistic. Yeah, the stall sound is sounds pretty much like real life. Yeah, those stall characteristics are really good, actually. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, the actual handling, takeoff, landing, handling, it's pretty good. Nice and floaty, like real life. The trim is also very sensitive, like real life. Yeah. So I think that's about it for this flight. Oh, we're gonna try the caps. Yes. So oh no, we lost our engine. We're above 600. Oh, yep. So we're gonna pull the caps. Oh, we should have that removed. I can't comment on the sounds because never actually heard it. So this nose drop is a little excessive. It's gonna stabilize about 10 degrees. 1,700 feet per minute descent, and it's at 1,600, so pretty good. Although it's severely nose down. That's not supposed to happen.
Minimums.
Wow, my water textures are really
Yeah, so 1,700 feet per minute. That's what's supposed to be in real life. I can't comment on the water handling, as I've never been in the water in a Cirrus, but that was very nose down. That's not supposed to happen. But yeah, I mean, amazing plane overall. Incredible freeware aircraft. I would give the overall plane 8.5 out of 10. I mean, there's some minor bugs, but really you can't ask for anything more with a freeware plane. Highly recommend it. Coming from a Cirrus pilot, systems are fabulously modeled, and again, still in development. So we will stay tuned for what this aircraft holds.
Okay, so thank you for joining me on this episode of Tutorial Tuesday. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. And just remember to check out my other social media platforms such as Instagram. And you can join the Discord server using the link in the description. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.